Have you ever wondered why certain situations feel impossible to handle? Why you seem to fall apart when others don't? Why you end up exhausted when people around you still seem to have energy left? Very often, this goes back to wounds that developed when you were younger. Moments where you didn't get the guidance, safety, or comfort you needed. As a child, you coped the only way you could, by shutting down certain feelings, trying to stay small, trying to be perfect, or trying to keep everyone around you happy so you could avoid pain. This had a physical effect on your nervous system. Your body learned to stay on alert. Your mind scanned for danger, and you blocked your emotions until you felt safe enough to feel them, which you rarely did. As an adult, you may find yourself triggered by situations that seem small. It is because your brain identifies these moments as dangerous. It believes you can't handle them, so it tries to steer you away. And when you can't avoid a situation, it's no surprise that you end up freaking out or shutting down. Perhaps you react to the problem by feeling overwhelmed, and your thoughts desperately try to solve the situation. Why did she say that? Why does he always do that? Why did I react like that? And from there, the familiar manager tactics kick in. We overthink, we overplease, we overwork, we overgive, all in an attempt to fix the outside world so we don't have to feel what's happening inside. Meanwhile, the nervous system becomes more and more dysregulated because the real cause isn't being addressed. At the root is an emotional response to a situation that we just need to feel so it can rise, move through, and naturally fall away. Once we're no longer afraid to feel our emotions, we gain the capacity to better handle situations. For example, we can talk to our boss about having too much on our plate because we can calmly present the facts and trust ourselves to handle whatever response comes back. We know we can feel whatever emotion arises from that conversation and then move forward with either the win or take time to think clearly about the next steps if it's a loss. We can even let our mother tell us how she thinks we should run the household because we trust that any anger or sadness that comes up will rise and then naturally fall. Over time, we may not be triggered at all. We might see that she's speaking from her own inner critic, the same voice that talks to her the way she talks to us. A pattern likely shaped when she was a little girl, growing up with parents who didn't know how to support her emotionally. To summarize, this is an overview as to why you can't cope well sometimes or often. It's why your nervous system feels sluggish, hyper or fragile, and why the smallest trigger can feel like too much. But none of this means you're set this way for the rest of your life. It just means you need some guidance that you, and probably your parents and their parents and so on, were never given. And that's why this session is more than a meditation. The instruction and the tools with time and a lot of repetition will change your awareness and then your approach. This will lead to an increase in your capacity and then your resilience, which will change your life. It comes down to one point. Feeling an emotion, no matter how painful, is so much less agonizing than stuffing it away and living through the consequences. After all, is just energy and chemicals and electricity moving through the body. It's not dangerous, it's just awful sometimes. So let's start. Settle into a comfortable position. Bring your awareness inward so that you are feeling the sensations in your body. Notice what's there. It's the physical sensations in your body I want you to feel. Perhaps there is a restlessness in your limbs to get up and stop the exercise, or a tightness in your chest. Maybe you can feel such heaviness running through you. Try to focus on the one or two that are most prevalent, the ones that are shouting to you the loudest. Now gently ask your body, show me what emotion is here. Simply breathe and feel and notice. Allow your attention to drift towards the emotion calling you the most. What emotion is there? No fixing, no analyzing, just sensing the emotion. Use your imagination to step inside the emotion as if you could sit in it. Let's ask again. Show me what emotion is here. Now ask, what it's like to be me is, and let the answer come to you from the emotion. What it's like to be me is. Very good. If strong emotions surface, allow them. No story, no meaning added. You can remain in the practice and feel what arises, or you can choose to pause and return another day. Next ask, what's really bothering me is. Let the answer float up. What's really bothering me is. Now let's ask the emotion. What I believe about myself is. Let the answer appear without forcing. What I believe about myself is. Now ask the emotion, I feel so vulnerable because. Let the answer be known to you. I feel so vulnerable because. Ask your emotion, what I need right now is. Let the emotion speak fully. What I need right now is. When the emotion becomes quiet, step back and find your true self. Take a slow, gentle breath in and a calm, long breath out. Feel yourself anchor into your calm, confident, and compassionate true self. Now look at the emotion as your true self and complete this sentence. It makes sense that I feel this way because. Take some time now. It makes sense that I feel this way because. Next, say from your true self, what I realize now is. Take your time and listen. What I realize now is. Then say from your true self, how it feels to realize that is. Let the answer appear. How it feels to realize that is. Very good. Continue to hold the feeling of being in your true self. Notice what feels different. Perhaps more clarity, relief, or spaciousness. This is what emotional healing feels like and how trauma slowly unwinds. The body releases what it has carried for too long, both physical and mentally. Take a moment to breathe and let everything settle. Your subconscious will now be integrating what it has uncovered. It will be making the distinction that the emotion it felt today is a legacy from the past, that in this present moment you are safe. If your sleep is unsettled tonight, this is to be expected. Your subconscious is processing the new information. This is uncomfortable, but it is progress. When you're ready, jiggle your toes and feet, then your arms and body. Gently let your eyes open. Return to this exile meditation regularly to facilitate moving your emotions. Also return when new experiences cause emotions to rise, so that you can process them in a healthy way. Thank you for being here at the Mind-Body Mountain. If this meditation supported you, please like, share and subscribe. In the meantime, look after your true self and your parts.